Alright, so we are at the Petronas Towers. As you can see, we are at that bridge that connects both the buildings. I thought this was going to be something else, but honestly, it's a little bit underwhelming than I thought it would be. But again, probably I was expecting something like you would see on a Burj Khalifa, right? And instead of doing both KL Towers and Petronas Towers, we decided to do Petronas Towers because that's the landmark that we've heard of more, right? I mean, more iconic in a sense. But now in hindsight, maybe the KL Towers might have been a better choice than this because it probably gives you still the same view if you can see in the back, but again, not that spectacular, right? Anyway, again, this is always something that we'll remember for a while, and then I'm sure growing up, Ayan will also cherish this. Right? A visit to the Petronas Towers, something that we've been seeing, watching, on TV, in photos, all our lives, right? So. This 86th floor actually makes the Petronas Tower worth a visit. Look at that view. I mean, you can actually see the road sort of spiraling up all the way through the city. So, and there are a lot of these binoculars here as well. I mean, telescopes or whatever you call these, which allows you to zoom all the way to the roads, right? So, and there are mountains across. So it's actually a pretty good view from that. Hey, good morning. So it's day 5 of our trip. Today we are checking out of our hotel here in KL and we are headed to Georgetown in Penang, right? So we are taking the KTM commuter train from KL Sentral to the Butterworth station, which is in Penang. It's going to be a bit of a challenge trying to find our way through the train station. I mean, KL Sentral isn't just a train station. It's a shopping mall. There are various other monorail lines and everything else, the bus station as well. Anyway, I have a fair idea of where I need to go, but then, on the ground, it's going to be difficult, especially with the luggage and all of that. So hopefully we reach there in time. And again, the other challenge is that the train might also get delayed, right? That's something that tends to happen, like our Indian railways here as well. From KL to Butterworth, it's, I think, 4.5 hour journey. It is a scenic route, but again, 4.5 hours on a train is going to be difficult. But hopefully, there are no delays and we reach on time and we get in some good rest once we are back at the hotel. And then in the evening, we are hoping to stroll around, Georgetown, take in some of the sights. There are a lot of these beautiful walls which have been painted with graffiti and all of that. There's also a park and an India town as well. Anyway, hope today is going to be fun and things go according to plan. Wish us luck. Hey, so we have reached our hotel in Penang. It's actually a few hours since we reached. We're planning to head out right now. The journey here from KL to Butterworth station here in Penang was actually quite uneventful, unlike what I thought it was going to be. Right, from what I'd read, there were 100 things that could have gone wrong in terms of finding the right station, the train getting delayed, and all of that. But thankfully, everything went according to plan. On the Grab app, if you enter KL Hall, or rather KL Central Departure Hall, as your destination, then it'll take you right to the entry point, where as soon as you enter, To the left is where you purchase your tickets, but if you have already purchased your tickets, then you can go right? You don't have to go up, you don't have to go down. It's actually on the second level. I mean, I think there's another entrance. Had you come from that ground level, then you would have to come all the way up to the second floor. In our case, we landed up on the second floor directly. So as soon as you enter the hall, gate B is on the right side, and that's where your KTM Kommuter intercity trains depart from. And we arrived much early, and we had to wait for about an hour or so, but then everything happened very systematically. They started boarding us at 11:10, even though our trains were only at 11:40, or train left only at 11:40, and then everybody proceeded in a orderly fashion. On the train, there's very little space for heavy luggage, but then there are these overhead compartments, just like your airplanes, where you can store your small to medium-sized luggages. But we also had a small as well as a large luggage. So if you're not early, then you might not find space. I mean, of course, you can keep it everywhere, but then there are these dedicated spaces where you actually store those. Thankfully, I was able to find some storage space there. The train journey actually lasted for only 3.5 hours. I think I mentioned 4.5 hours earlier. There's food available. There's a sort of a pantry inside the train as well. If you're the sort of person who's open to trying Malaysian local cuisine, then go for it. They don't have any vegetarian dishes. They have some coffee and cold drinks. But other than that, they don't have too many options. And the train doesn't stop anywhere that you can, get down and buy anything else. So it's best to carry your own food if you don't prefer having non-vegetarian or local cuisine. As soon as you get down at the Butterworth station, there's again some queuing up. Of course, if you're carrying large luggages, then if you have to use the lift, then there's a queue for that as well. If not, you can take the stairs down, and then there is this place where you need to again scan your boarding pass. QR code on your boarding pass, and then you exit. If you exit to the left, you can take the ferry to Penang is an island, right? It is it's separated from the mainland. If you want to take a ferry till this Georgetown area, then you can do that. There are also buses that you can take from there, or if you'd rather just hail a cab like we did, then you can take the ride. Cabs typically come very often, so that shouldn't be a problem. It's slightly higher because of course it connects you to connects the mainland to the island. Considering the ease of access, I think it's pretty okay. So we are staying at the Jazz Penang Hotel. It's a boutique hotel. It has multiple floors. I don't know how many, but the rooms are quite small, like with any boutique hotels. After coming from the Wilhelm, this seems like a downgrade, but the rooms are pretty cozy. It's neat, except for the bathrooms. They could have sort of done with a bit of uplift, but they have a very good tub, and they provide these bath bombs, so that's good. But again, some of the basic amenities are missing. The safe in the room wasn't working. The AC is sort of fixed at 22. I don't know what's going on with that. But it's at a pretty convenient location as well. There are a lot of there's a pharmacy, there's a 24/7 supermart just below the hotel. So in that sense, it's a great hotel to stay at. There's a good view from the room as well. Our room unfortunately is at the back, not facing the beach, but from other places in the hotel you can actually see the sea, right? So people who want a room with a sea view can choose that. I didn't know that such a view was available while I was booking the rooms, but it's okay. I don't think I'll be able to show you the view from the room right now because it's getting dark, and it might not be the best time to show you the beach. Maybe I'll show that to you tomorrow, but maybe I'll do a quick room tour. The room is kind of messy, but just to show you how the room looks. So this is the door from where you enter. As soon as you enter, you have the bathroom. There's a shower cubicle. Like I said, not the most modern amenities. They don't have a hairdryer in the bathroom, but then there's I mean, they provided it separately. There's a tub. There's the bath bomb that I was talking about. A pretty basic but decent bathroom. And then there are these large, life-size mirrors. There is a TV. I mean, it has more channels than we had at Pinham. Then there's this work table. There's a chair, there's a sofa, and then there's this double bed. Then you have some storage space here. You have a kettle, a mini bar. Again, those were not stocked. We stocked it ourselves. And a bathrobe. It doesn't have a ironing table or an iron, and the safe doesn't work either. So we'll have to try and get that fixed. But yeah, this was a quick room tour. As you can see, it looks neat and cozy, except for the bathroom. I think everything else, for what we are paying for around this time of the year, I think it's pretty decent. So we were planning to head out earlier in the evening to go to Chu Jetty. From there, just walk around the downtown area like I was talking about earlier, and then head for dinner. But unfortunately, it started raining. So the plan now is to just head to that area where we were planning to go and see if there's any possibility to take in some of the sites and then head directly for dinner. If we don't manage to cover some of these areas, then we'll probably do it another day. But yeah, let's see how that goes.